Andy, I thought you'd appreciate this because you're as everyone knows, you're a huge fan of Sam Harris's.
You said that came out of left field.
You are also an avid viewer of InfoWars with Alex Jones. And of course, you appear with some regularity on this program. Well, what if I was to say to you, Andy, we can bring all of those things together?
I am tingling with excitement.
Well, I noticed a video I was sent this morning. It's titled Sam Harris Trashes Brett Weinstein with Alex Jones Comparisons. I'm not going to play the whole thing from the Majority Report commenting on it.
Pause it for a second.
They all do their little...
Do we see that he printed out a video?
What he does is he has his staff, and I'm not putting anybody on the spot, guys, print out color images of his computer screen. And they have a camera up above to show that he's actually looking at it.
Right. That's one way to watch a video, is like one of those old school animations where you flip through, like a flip book. That's how he watches our content, so he doesn't get the 5G.
I have a flip book back there somewhere I can find for you.
It is a multimedia experience. Now, what's interesting about this video is he is commenting on a video we did where we listened to a Sam Harris podcast where he was weighing in on the fact that Brett Weinstein has been pushing ivermectin and also being, skeptical of vaccinations.
Yeah, I've been following this whole thing because anytime something like that happens, it's delightful. Like when the Brett guy is now, he claims to be cured or vaccinated with ivermectin, is what he's been claiming.
Using ivermectin in a prophylactic manner.
Yes. And
Sam Harris, basically says this is insane, but I'm not going to personally criticize Brett Weinstein because you're insane and spreading. I think you'll recall he called my behavior sociopathic when I was mocking Dave Rubin. That's sociopathic. When you promote ivermectin as a prophylactic, despite all...
Right. Look, yeah, exactly.
Like one of his viewers dying and promoting his work, dying from COVID, and then he responds to it and basically shrugs it off.
Right. Despite the fact that you're going out there and telling people not to take a vaccine that is clearly saving lives, that's not sociopathic. You don't want to get personal about that. It's only sociopathic when you mock Dave Rubin. So we did a video that basically that was and apparently Alex Jones saw it or his producers.
Well, what he does now in his life is he just searches his name on YouTube, because I did a video about him 2 years ago and he also responded to me about it because Alex Jones just in the title. He doesn't really have a lot going anymore. Trump's not in office. He's out in the cold in that area. So he's just got to kind of put Google alerts on for himself and then comment on it.
The funny part about this is that he doesn't realize that Sam Harris is not calling into the show. He thinks that we're interviewing Sam Harris. Listen to this, okay? So we're playing an audio clip of Sam Harris. And so all of this garbage he's saying up front is because he must have thought that we were interviewing him. Because I'll tell you this for you. We do debate people on this show, and we don't have NPR voices. Play this clip.
Dean with Alex Jones Comparisons. I'm not going to play the whole thing from the Majority Report commenting on it, but they all do their little NPR Caw the Snake voice to put you to sleep. And they talk about science and how we don't debate people.
What?
Both the hosts of this show and the show they're playing try to talk as soft as they can because that's a trick to show you've got such a high IQ. Oh, we don't interview any of these other scientists because they're just a husband and wife team and they're just kooks. And, they'll tell.
I don't think he even watched this clip.
Yes, exactly. He's never seen anything.
It's Sam Harris who goes on the extended thing about how I don't even want to get in a debate with these people.
Yeah, yeah.
He got producer notes on it, right?
And the husband and wife team is Brett and Heather.
Yeah.
On the
Oh my God!
But it's a little difficult to watch a video when
horse
you
paste-
just have printouts of it. So
on the
to be
horse
fair to him.
paste podcast. What's the name of their podcast?
Yeah, it's on the horse medicine
Dark
podcast.
Horse Paste podcast.
Bad PR month for horses.
But yeah, that's what's happening is his exposure to this video is through producer notes, and he's trying to understand what happened in it, and he's conflating a lot of things.
He's conflating a lot
And
of.
he's doing shtick. I think he's just pulling shtick out that he's done before about the NPR people. You know what I mean?
NPR voice, and
They all do the same thing.
like
Yeah.
they're being, thoughtful, and they won't debate anybody.
I did an Alex Jones impression in that video, I think, actually.
Oh, you did?
Pretty sure.
And when we did do NPR voices, it was to mock Sam Harris.
Right, we made fun. We specifically said like their voices are so boring and slow.
Well, they try and mock NPR voices as a way of actually doing NPR voices because they don't. That's the way they try and do to lull you into a sleep because they're lizard people.
You know what's a,
Well, just keep on playing a little bit more. There's not much to this whole thing.
I love it.
So convoluted. Guys, we're going to need to fill some time today, so just run the whole thing.
People, both the hosts of this show and the show they're playing, try to talk as soft as they can because that's a trick to show you've got such a high IQ. Oh, we don't interview any of these other scientists because they're just a husband and wife team and they're just kooks. And, they'll tell you that 14 scientists resigned and it's just a lie. It's made up. Why even respond? So they're lying to you, talking about why they don't debate people because they lie. Meanwhile, overhead shot, please. Before we play this, I'm just going to show you some of what's really going on from even their own sources.
Overhead
So
shot, please.
here's this Majority Report talking about it in their NPR voice.
You are.
Yeah.
And then here's New York Post article, 2 senior FDA officials resign over Biden administration booster shot plan. That's the number one and number two. Top 2 vaccine officials resign from FDA amid political pressure from Biden administration, MSN. 2 top FDA officials resign over the Biden administration booster shot plan, and they said don't
This
give
is
it to
great
children.
TV.
And they said that it's probably creating the deadly variants. And they went on and saying Biden's being political.
Boom.
And there's another article out of Newsmax. 2 FDA officials resign over Biden's booster plan. It was over
That's
more
my
than that. Here's
stomach.
Politico, FDA panel. So that's the 2. Then they voted Saturday 16-2 to say don't have boosters. But these guys don't care. They just say, oh, it's probably a lie. This is just like the fake story that Ivermectin overfilled the hospitals and that it was the poison control 70% of their calls. AP had to retract. They all had to. It wasn't true. Okay? The whole horse pace Oklahoma story. So that's what's going on. And now Biden says they're just going to override all that.
He says, that's what's going on. I can't make head nor tail. I was involved in that video. I can't make
Well, he got really confused because when he mentions the husband and wife couple, he is correctly identifying that as Brett and Heather.
Right. Who do the Dark Horse podcast.
And then
Yeah.
Sam Harris saying he won't have them on because he's saying that we said the thing about the FDA thing, but that's from Sam Harris about because Sam Harris, did you hear about these FDA administrators? Right.
Meanwhile, Sam Harris, if you listen to anything, it's unbelievable. He's like making fun of the word woke. He thinks the word woke. He says it like it's an insult. I don't know if you're woke or if you. I'm sure but safe spaces.
Right.
My friend Ina, who has.
I guess they wanted to respond to Sam Harris, but needed a visual. I don't understand why.
That might be a good.
Look, is there any way that we can can you print out the podcast so that we can do the overhead shot? Is there any type of visual associated with that, or is it just his logo? All right, then give me the video. give me the video of the audio so I can show something with it, because I've spent way too much on the overhead cam. I need to be able to depreciate it. And so I need to use it.
Do we have that Brett Weinstein tweet about the prophylaxis that we can put up?
Oh, I love.
Oh, yeah.
These guys double down, triple down, quadruple down, and
So this
never would be times 4 of that.
This is a tweet thread by a user, Health Nerd, who who goes through the study about ivermectin that the Dark Horse Paste podcast based their entire promotion of ivermectin on. Put up the tweet that Brett Weinstein had that was a screen grab. And also do it over overhead camera for me too.
Yeah, give me overhead cam.
Put this up. Look at what this guy said back in June. I know this is difficult to accept. The implications of it are both beautiful and horrifying.
Psycho.
Ivermectin is a near perfect COVID prophylactic. I'm sorry and you're welcome. I mean both. And I don't think they can be disentangled in this case because of some like psycho, like I don't even know like what he's saying there. Like I know this is it's so revealing.
Well, there was a study that came out that they had to back off of.
Oh, well, this is the study. The study is like this health nerd guy goes through in a tweet thread about the level of garbage that this study really sort of like, I think we should be wary of this study. I mean, but it is, it's relentlessly bad. Like all the data points it brings up. But think about what Brett Weinstein's saying in his tweet, which is, I am dropping such a concussive truth bomb on you. Like what is going on now is like you've seen the Matrix. This is the real world Matrix, which is why I'm both like sorry to tell you this and
you're welcome
overjoyed
for enlightening
because
you.
I have shattered your world, not just your worldview, but I have shattered your conception of everything around you. Like you thought gravity was real. I'm sorry, you've been living a lie. But the beautiful truth is you can fly. and this is like
God complex
crazy talk.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Evergreen guy, right? This is the Evergreen guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy has been setting himself up for this kind of. Yeah. This is like a horrible result of. These people should never have any kind of show that they're talking on.
Exactly.
You know? And now they're all the way down the highway and they can't get off the thing.
Well, and now you just gave a peg for all those like, for all those like Michael Tracy's like anti-Kidler promoting deplatforming again. And the funny part is those guys, Heather and Brett, they talking about NPR. We're going
to they have those voices. Yeah.
Deliver complete insanity now, but we're going to say it in such a way that we could say it on any platform.
Right.
Like, we're about to rock your world. You're going to find out that everything's a lie, except, of course, what we tell you.
Well, they're faux academics is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have their significant, like their publication history is very like lacking. But I also want to point out, Sam Harris called out Joe Rogan for that. And he did so with justification. Episode 1671, Brett Weinstein and Dr. Pierre Corey. 57 minutes into that episode is where Brett suggests prophylactic use of ivermectin could end the pandemic if we wanted to do so. If we wanted to do so, which implies something, Right. Alongside the Dr. Pierre Corey, who then speaks of up to 100% protection if taken weekly. Now, if you search Pierre Corey, you'll find that in August, he got COVID.
But he wanted it. He was doing an experiment.
He said he probably just didn't do the ivermectin dosage.
Right.
Exactly right.
He didn't time it on the exact weekly schedule.
I'm going out and telling people to take ivermectin weekly, and I just forgot to do it during the pandemic.
I didn't quite nail it, but anyway.
He was probably a little distracted as he was shitting his intestinal lining.
Did Pierre Corey not want to end the pandemic? I thought he would. Yeah.
I was cash about it. I was cash.
If anybody doesn't want their vaccines, I'm doubling up on pneumonia. I'm taking everything. Whatever you guys don't want. I'll take the shingles vaccine again. I am so into vaccines that it could be a problem for me.
I'm thinking about getting the shingles vaccine.
I did get it. I did get it. You can ask me I know you're way younger than me, but you can ask me, there's a lot of things like how do you avoid the AARP mailings? There's a lot of techniques over the next couple of years
Well, I appreciate that because it's not.
I've got a senior discount at a
already
pot
getting
shop.
ARP mailings, incidentally. I should tell you that right now.
I got a senior 15% discount now at pot shops.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
that's nice.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.